W.F. Howes presents an unabridged recording of Dave Pigeon, Zombies, by Swapna Haddow, narrated by Sam Devereaux. Chapter 1. Dave Tells a Story.
Do you want to hear a spooky story, Skipper?
Always, I said to my best friend Dave, as I got cozy in amongst the pile of cables on our shed floor. Dave came in close, his feathery head covering the window and casting a shadow of darkness over us. His eyeballs darted from side to side to make sure we didn't have unexpected company.
I saw him next door today,
Dave started, his voice hushed and mysterious.
He stood 6 pigeons high, and when he moved, it was with the speed of a man who clearly had a pet canary instead of a sensible bird like a pigeon.
Dave said, his voice lowered like he carried a terrible secret.
The parting in the middle of his hair was of a man who clearly had a pet canary instead of a sensible bird like a pigeon, he continued, and his dark suit was one worn by a man who clearly had a pet canary instead of a sensible bird like a pigeon.
I sighed. I'd forgotten how terrible Dave was at telling stories.
There was something about him that said he was a man who clearly had a pet canary instead of a sensible bird like a pigeon.
Okay, Dave, I interrupted. Him next door is the owner of Tinkles, I get it.
I hate that bird, Dave said of his arch-nemesis, Tinkles the canary.
Is this a real spooky story or just 10 chapters of you talking about how annoying Tinkles is?
It's a real story, Dave huffed.
Can you get on with it then?
That was a great opening to a first chapter. I almost spooked myself.
Dave puffed out his chest feathers and nestled back on his bottom, returning to his position as storyteller.
I saw him next door place a suspicious-looking black bucket on his front porch, Dave said. As he carried it to the bottom step, I could hear something rattling inside.
Dave came up so close to my face, his breath ruffled my feathers. His eyes darted around the room before he continued.
Skipper, he said, that something sounded like bones.
My eyes grew wide. I always knew there was something up with him next door. He was the kind of man who clearly had...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?